It's a quiet Tuesday afternoon. You've got a little energy, and you decide to tackle cleaning that greasy oven or getting the bathroom sparkling clean. You grab a bottle from under the sink, maybe one you've used for years, the one with the strong smell that tells you it's really working. You spray, you scrub, and you breathe it in, not really thinking twice. But what if I told you that simple act, using that familiar product, could actually be putting your health at risk in ways you might not realize? Especially now that you're over 70. For many of us, cleaning is just part of keeping a comfortable home, a routine we've done for decades. We trust the labels, the powerful results. The painful reality is, our bodies change as we age, and what was perfectly fine to breathe in or get on our skin at 40 or 50 might not be so harmless at 70 or 80. Our lungs are a little more sensitive, our skin a little thinner, and our body's ability to process chemicals isn't quite what it used to be. Those strong fumes or harsh ingredients in some common cleaning products can become silent threats, irritating our airways, affecting our balance, or even causing lasting damage over time. It's a hidden danger right there in your cleaning cupboard. But there's a secret to staying safe while keeping your home clean. It's about knowing which products are the real culprits and finding gentler ways to get the job done. In this video, we're going to look at 3 common types of cleaning products that people over 70 should really think twice about using. And more importantly, what you can use instead to protect your precious health and well-being. You deserve to live in a clean, safe home without putting yourself at risk. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about simple solutions. Let's start with the first common cleaning product type that can pose hidden dangers, especially as we get older. Think about those cleaners that have a really strong smell, the ones that make you want to hold your breath or open every window in the house. I'm talking about things like powerful oven cleaners, harsh drain unblockers, and some heavy-duty toilet bowl cleaners. These often contain incredibly strong chemicals, like lye, which is sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide or strong acids. When you use them, especially in enclosed spaces like an oven or a bathroom, those fumes fill the air quickly. Now, younger lungs can usually handle a brief exposure to these fumes, maybe a cough or some irritation that goes away. But for someone over 70, this is a different story. Our lungs often have reduced capacity or may be dealing with underlying conditions like asthma or COPD. Even mild cases you might not think much about. Breathing in corrosive fumes can immediately irritate the delicate tissues in the airways and lungs, leading to coughing fits, shortness of breath, wheezing, or even triggering a full-blown asthma attack. This isn't just uncomfortable. Severe respiratory distress can be a real emergency. Beyond the lungs, these chemicals are designed to dissolve grease or blockages, meaning they are corrosive. Getting even a small splash on your skin can cause a chemical burn. As we age, our skin tends to be thinner and less resilient, so burns can be more severe and take longer to heal. A splash in the eye is incredibly dangerous and can cause permanent damage or blindness. While this risk exists for anyone, older adults might have slightly slower reflexes or less steady hands, making spills more likely. Imagine trying to quickly rinse your eye when you're dealing with reduced mobility or vision. Then there's the risk of accidentally swallowing some of these products. This might seem far-fetched, but it can happen if products are stored in confusing containers, if vision is impaired, or simply by accident. Swallowing even a small amount of a strong corrosive cleaner can cause severe burns throughout the mouth, throat, esophagus, and stomach. This requires immediate medical attention and can have lifelong consequences. Our sense of smell might also diminish with age, meaning we might not detect dangerous fumes building up in a room as readily as we once did, staying in the hazardous environment for too long without realizing it. So, what's the safer alternative for these tough cleaning jobs for ovens? Look for oven cleaners that use gentler, non-fuming formulas, often based on baking soda or enzyme action. You might need to let them sit longer, or use a bit more elbow grease. But the trade-off for your health is absolutely worth it. Better yet, embrace a more natural approach. A paste of baking soda and water left on the oven surfaces overnight can loosen grease and grime. And then you can scrub it off with warm water and a little dish soap. It's effective, and the only fume you'll get is a bit of steam from the hot water. For clogged drains, instead of reaching for harsh chemical drain openers that often contain incredibly dangerous ingredients, try the old-fashioned plunger first. If that doesn't work, a mixture of baking soda followed by vinegar poured down the drain can often clear minor clogs through a bubbling chemical reaction that is far less toxic. Let it sit for 30 minutes. Then flush with hot water. If you have persistent or major blockages, it's much safer to call a plumber than risk serious injury from a powerful chemical drain cleaner. And for toilet bowls, many standard cleaners use bleach or other harsh disinfectants, which we'll talk about more later. But there are also many effective toilet bowl cleaners available now that are plant-based or use milder acids like citric acid to clean and disinfect without producing noxious fumes. A simple sprinkle of baking soda in the bowl, a scrub with the brush, and a flush can often keep things clean on a regular basis, reducing the need for harsher products. The key is being proactive with cleaning, so grime doesn't build up to the point where only the strongest chemicals seem effective. It's about making a conscious choice to prioritize your health and safety over the promise of a sparkling clean achieved with potent, potentially dangerous chemicals. Look for labels that say non-toxic, plant-based, or biodegradable. Read the ingredients list if you can. And if you see words like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, sulfuric acid, or hydrochloric acid, proceed with extreme caution, or better yet, choose something else. Always ensure excellent ventilation when using any cleaning product, even milder ones. Open windows and doors. Wear gloves to protect your skin, and never, ever mix different cleaning products, as this can create deadly gases. By being mindful of the risks posed by strong fumes and corrosive cleaners, you take a big step towards a safer home environment. Now that we've discussed the dangers lurking in those cleaners with harsh fumes and corrosive power, let's move on to another category that is incredibly common and seems innocent enough, but can also pose significant risks for people over 70: disinfectants and products containing bleach. We've all been told for years that we need to disinfect surfaces to kill germs, and that's true for maintaining hygiene. However, the chemicals used to achieve that germ-killing power, particularly in many conventional disinfectants and bleach-based products, can be quite harsh on our bodies, especially as we age. Bleach, or sodium hypochlorite, is a powerful oxidizing agent that effectively kills bacteria and viruses, but it also releases chlorine gas. Even at low levels, you know that distinct, clean smell. That's often the chlorine gas. Breathing this in, even in small amounts over time or in higher concentrations in a poorly ventilated space, can irritate the mucous membranes in the nose, throat, and lungs. For someone with pre-existing respiratory conditions, or even just age-related changes in lung function, this irritation can lead to coughing, difficulty breathing, and worsening of their symptoms. Regular exposure, like using bleach daily for cleaning, could potentially contribute to chronic respiratory issues. Many other disinfectants use chemicals like quaternary ammonium compounds, often shortened to quats. These are effective germ killers found in disinfectant sprays, wipes, and cleaning solutions. While they don't have the same strong smell as bleach, they can still be respiratory irritants and have been linked to asthma and other breathing problems with long-term exposure. They can also be skin irritants, causing dryness, redness, or even dermatitis after repeated contact, especially if you're not wearing gloves or if your skin is already a bit dry and sensitive, which is common as we age. The major, and potentially deadly, risk with disinfectants and bleach is mixing them with other cleaning products. This is a crucial point that many people don't fully understand the severity of. For example, mixing bleach with ammonia found in some glass cleaners and all-purpose cleaners creates chloramine gas, which is highly toxic and can cause severe respiratory damage, chest pain, and even death. Mixing bleach with acids like vinegar, rust removers, or some toilet bowl cleaners creates chlorine gas, the same poisonous gas used as a weapon in World War I. Even mixing different types of disinfectants can be dangerous. The rule of thumb is never mix cleaning products unless the label specifically instructs you to. And even then, be cautious and ensure excellent ventilation. This risk is perhaps even greater for older adults who might have multiple bottles under the sink and accidentally grab the wrong combination, or whose memory might not be as sharp, leading them to forget the never mix rule they've known for years. Think about cleaning the bathroom. You might use a toilet bowl cleaner, a tile cleaner, and a floor cleaner. If any of these contain bleach, ammonia, or different types of disinfectants, the risk of a dangerous reaction is significant if they come into contact with each other or if residue is left behind. Cleaning should not be a hazardous activity. So, how can you safely clean and disinfect surfaces without these risks for everyday cleaning? Often, hot water and soap is enough to remove most germs from surfaces. The mechanical action of scrubbing is very effective for surfaces that truly need disinfecting. There are safer alternatives. Hydrogen peroxide, the common 3% solution you find in the pharmacy, is an excellent disinfectant. You can spray it on surfaces and let it sit for a few minutes before wiping. It breaks down into water and oxygen, leaving no harmful residues or fumes. It's effective against many bacteria and viruses, including the flu and cold viruses. Another option is using rubbing alcohol isopropyl alcohol with a concentration of 70% or higher. This is also a good disinfectant for surfaces. Just make sure the area is well ventilated as it is flammable and has strong fumes. But these fumes dissipate much faster than chlorine gas and are less systemically toxic in the short term. For general cleaning and disinfecting, especially in the kitchen and bathroom, consider white vinegar. While it's not a registered disinfectant against all pathogens like bleach is, it is effective against many common bacteria and viruses, including Salmonella and E. coli. It's also great at cutting grease and removing mineral deposits. Use a solution of equal parts white vinegar and water. The smell can be strong, but it dissipates quickly and isn't harmful to breathe in like bleach fumes. Just remember not to mix vinegar with bleach. That's one of the dangerous combinations. There are also many commercially available cleaning products now that market themselves as natural or plant-based. While you still need to check the ingredients, some can still contain irritants. Many use ingredients derived from plants or milder chemicals that pose less risk for respiratory irritation and chemical burns compared to traditional bleach and strong disinfectants. Look for products that use things like citric acid, lactic acid, or plant-derived enzymes for cleaning power. The takeaway here is to be very aware of the products you're using to disinfect. If the label warns about ventilation, mixing with other chemicals, or wearing heavy-duty gloves, it's likely a product with significant potential risks. For most daily cleaning tasks, simpler, less volatile options like soap and water, vinegar, or hydrogen peroxide are effective and much safer for your lungs and skin as you navigate cleaning in your 70s and beyond. Protecting your respiratory health is paramount, and avoiding unnecessary exposure to harsh chemical fumes from disinfectants is a key part of that. Next, we'll dive into a third type of product that seems completely harmless, focusing less on the chemical irritation we've just discussed, and more on a physical danger that becomes increasingly significant as we age products that can make floors dangerously slippery. While it's not a chemical burning or respiratory risk in the same way as oven cleaners or bleach, the risk of a fall is incredibly serious for people over 70. A slip and fall can lead to fractures, head injuries, loss of independence, and a significant decline in overall health and quality of life. What kind of cleaning products fall into this category? Think about traditional floor waxes, polishes, and even some everyday floor cleaners that can leave a slippery residue. Floor waxes and polishes are designed to create a shiny, protective layer on hard floors like wood, tile, or linoleum. While they can make floors look beautiful, applying them improperly, using too much, or not buffing them correctly can leave surfaces incredibly slick. Even wearing socks on a waxed floor can turn your home into an ice rink. But it's not just waxes and polishes. Some everyday spray cleaners or mop solutions, if used excessively or not rinsed properly, can leave a film on the floor that reduces traction. Products designed to make surfaces shiny, like some tile or stone cleaners, might contain ingredients that polish the surface to a dangerously smooth finish. Even spills of seemingly innocent products like soapy water that aren't completely and immediately wiped up can create a temporary but very hazardous slippery spot. The danger here is straightforward: reduced traction equals increased risk of slipping. As we get older, several factors make falls more likely and more dangerous. Our balance might not be as sharp as it once was, our reflexes are slower, and our bone density might be lower, meaning a fall is more likely to result in a fracture. Our vision can also change, making it harder to spot a patch on the floor that might be shiny or wet. A product that makes the floor even slightly slicker can be the difference between maintaining balance and taking a tumble that could have severe consequences. Think about cleaning a kitchen floor with a standard cleaner. If you apply too much solution or it takes a while to dry, walking on it while it's still damp or has a slight residue can be risky. Stepping from a rug onto a freshly cleaned, slightly slick hard floor can catch you off guard. This risk is present every time you clean your floors if you're using products that can compromise traction. So, how can you keep your floors clean without turning them into a hazard zone? The simplest and often most effective method is good old-fashioned hot water and a microfiber mop. For most regular cleaning, plain hot water is enough to lift dirt and grime from hard surfaces. Microfiber is excellent at picking up debris without the need for harsh chemicals or excessive water that might leave residue. If you need a bit more cleaning power, a small amount of gentle dish soap added to a bucket of hot water works wonders on many types of floors. The key is to use a very small amount of soap. Just a teaspoon or two per gallon of water is usually sufficient. Too much soap will absolutely leave a slippery film. After washing with soapy water, it's a good idea to rinse the floor with clean hot water using a separate mop or a rinsed-out mop head. This removes any soap residue and ensures the surface is clean and not slick. For tougher spots or disinfecting needs on hard floors, you can use the safer alternatives we discussed earlier, like diluted white vinegar or hydrogen peroxide. But always ensure the area is well ventilated and allow the floor to dry completely before walking on it, or dry it manually with a clean, dry towel or mop head. If you have floors that traditionally require waxing or polishing, like some older wood floors, consider if that level of shine is worth the increased fall risk. There are now many modern floor finishes and sealants that offer protection and a lower sheen without creating a dangerously slippery surface. Consult with a flooring professional for safer options if your floors truly require a special finish. For everyday cleaning, focus on products that clean effectively without leaving a residue. Many all-purpose cleaners can be diluted and used on floors. But again, follow the dilution instructions carefully and consider rinsing afterward. When buying floor cleaners, look for labels that mention no rinse formula and read reviews to see if users complain about slipperiness. When in doubt, the simplest solution: hot water, maybe a little soap, and careful rinsing is often the safest. Beyond the products, good practices when cleaning floors are also crucial. Clean one section at a time so you always have a dry path to stand on. Use wet floor signs or place chairs to block off wet areas until they are completely dry. Wear shoes with good traction while cleaning, and always wipe up spills immediately, whether it's water, food, or a cleaning solution. Taking these precautions, combined with choosing cleaning methods that don't compromise your floor's traction, is vital for preventing falls and maintaining your independence and safety at home. So, we've talked about the hidden dangers in products with harsh fumes like oven and drain cleaners, the respiratory and mixing risks with disinfectants and bleach, and now the very real physical hazard posed by slippery floor cleaners and polishes. It might feel like everything in your cleaning cupboard is out to get you. But that's not the case. The important thing is awareness, not fear. Remember, small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. Simply being mindful of the risks associated with these three categories: powerful fuming corrosive cleaners, strong disinfectants, bleach, and slippery floor products, is the first step towards a safer home. You don't need a cupboard full of harsh chemicals to keep your home clean and tidy. As we've discussed, simple, time-tested methods like using baking soda, vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, mild soap, and plain hot water can tackle most cleaning challenges effectively. These alternatives reduce your exposure to irritating fumes, corrosive substances, and slippery residues. Think about that greasy stovetop. A paste of baking soda and water often works just as well as a harsh chemical spray. And it's completely safe to breathe while you work. Or that bathroom needing disinfecting. White vinegar or hydrogen peroxide can kill germs without the risk of creating dangerous gases or irritating your lungs like bleach can. And your floors, hot water, and a tiny bit of soap, followed by a rinse, will leave them clean without the fall risk of waxes or residue-leaving cleaners. Making these switches isn't just about avoiding the immediate dangers, it's also about long-term well-being. Reducing your exposure to chemical irritants can contribute to better respiratory health over time and reduce the burden on your body. Avoiding falls is absolutely critical for maintaining your independence and quality of life. Choosing safer cleaning products is an act of self-care, a way of honoring your body's needs as you get older. It might take a little time to adjust your routine and find the right natural or milder products that work for you. Don't feel like you have to throw everything out at once. As you run out of a harsh cleaner, replace it with a gentler alternative. Start by making one simple switch. Maybe tackle the bathroom first, or find a safer way to clean the oven. Small steps build momentum and lead to lasting change. Also, think about ventilation no matter what you're cleaning with. Open windows and doors whenever possible to keep fresh air circulating. This helps disperse any lingering fumes, even from milder products, and improves indoor air quality overall. If you ever feel dizzy, lightheaded, or start coughing while cleaning, stop immediately, go outside for fresh air, and consider if the product you were using might be too harsh. Remember that surprise I mentioned at the beginning? It's how easy it is to make these changes and how effective simple, less toxic ingredients can be. You don't need a science degree to clean your home safely. Our grandparents and great-grandparents kept clean homes without the array of potent chemicals we have today, relying on simple things like soap, water, vinegar, and baking soda. What's old is new again, and often, it's much safer. Taking care of yourself includes taking care of the environment you live in. By being mindful of the cleaning products you use, you're protecting not just your own health, but also contributing to a healthier planet. Many harsh chemicals end up in our waterways and can harm ecosystems. Choosing biodegradable and non-toxic options is a win-win. You have the wisdom and experience of a lifetime. Applying that wisdom to something as everyday as cleaning products is a powerful way to protect your well-being in your 70s and beyond. Don't let cleaning become a source of risk. Empower yourself with knowledge and make choices that support your health and safety. You've got this. If this video has made you think twice about the products in your cleaning cupboard, please share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Have you already switched to safer alternatives? Do you have any favorite natural cleaning tips? Sharing helps all of us. And if you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It tells me what kind of content you like and helps others find this valuable information. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos packed with practical tips for living your best life at every age. Thank you for watching. And remember, live your best life at every age.